Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hey dudes at Ringside Crew, this is Davian.
Hey, it's Jenni Santana.
This is Alfie.
This is the Savage Juggernaut, Tamaku.
Ringside Ring!
This is Thomas D. Bruff.
This is Billy Starks.
Mr. Chad Epic.
Megan Mason.
Hey everybody, Scotland's own Brody Adler.
The headliner in charge, Marco Mania.
This is your girl Charisma.
Papa Dink, Brendan Dinker.
This is According to Woods.
Savannah Summers.
I'm Shorty.
Casper inside.
You are watching
The internationally known
Dudes at Ringside podcast, hosted by Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to episode 199 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe the Panther III, and now from the top of Metal Mountain, getting ready to fire up the fireworks, it's the happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe?
Not much. What's going on, Steven? Welcome to the chat. So, you ready to start off episode 199 with a bang, with a return friend?
Let's welcome back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jenni Santana.
What's
Return
up?
friend.
Return friend. There you
Welcome
go.
back, Jenni. Oh my gosh. It's
I
been-
apologize for not having an amazing accent like the one girl from Scotland. On your
No,
intro.
you're still cool, Jenny. Don't
It's
worry.
still Jenni Santana. Come on.
She sounded way better though, so I was like, "Oh man, I wish I had that accent."
we have as I say, we have the British people, we have the Scottish people. Oh, come on, we have Jenni Santana in that intro. That's like the coolest thing in the world.
Jenny's the
That's
coolest, you know.
That is true.
It is the
Thank you guys for acknowledging my coolness.
You're the coolest. See, as we definitely have to come out to Vegas and hang out. We definitely have to come out to Vegas.
I think everyone needs to come out to Vegas if you haven't.
Yeah.
It's a must. It has to be on everyone's bucket list. Not only like the strip and the casinos, but like also it's different living here. Like I go to the casino sometimes when people are in town. We're always there. There's always something to do. But you could literally, like, I go months without going down to the strip at all. There's always stuff to do. So it's just like everywhere else, but then it's also like such easy access to great food, entertainment, and stuff like that.
It looks like they have a lot of great food places in Vegas. I'm
They
not just talking
yeah.
about the buffets, but like.
Oh God, no, I can't do the buffets. I gave up the buffets a long time ago. I think they closed for COVID and they haven't opened yet, which is a good thing because I don't know who can go there and not overeat.
Yeah, I'd be taking 2 plates. You'd be slapping my hand. No, no, Joe, don't grab a second plate.
Good place. I think I have like 5 or 6. It's sad. And then you leave, you gotta like open your pants.
I'll be filling one with sushi, the spicy tuna rolls, and the octopus, and then the second one will be like steak and ribs and rice and beans and stuff.
Yeah, the one was like an around the world, and so there was like Asian food, there was like American steak, and like Italian. It was like, oh my gosh, you just have to eat a little. Well, no, I eat a bit, and then go get the next lot a bit, and then that's the problem because it's too many full plates.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always one of those that are watching the Travel Channel, and there's always a restaurant from Vegas, and I'm like, geez, that place looks really, really good. Because I'm looking at this pizza place, and then they have this pizza that's about this big, and I'm like, I gotta check this place out.
One down on Fremont Street that is super good. I think it's like called Evil Pie. It's really good. They have the large pizza.
That's the one.
There's a few that have really big pizzas, but there's some good pizza places. But I'm also originally from Pennsylvania, and it is really hard to beat the pizza back there. So yeah,
you still got to come to Milford and have John's of Arthur Avenue Jenni, you definitely have to come to my town to try John's because
I am not opposed to traveling to try food.
Yeah, I'll have to let you. You have to let me know when you're here, so you can come to Key Food, even though it's a grocery store. We have good tacos here in my store. My store has really good tacos. Like,
I'm down.
yeah,
I love tacos.
and it's funny because my boss is originally from Oakland, California, and it's like you think a grocery store. Oh no, Taco Tuesday. All the parents are like, tray in hand, Taco Tuesday. Mm-hmm. They get like 3 tacos. Yeah.
We have some grocery stores with great food in them, so like local ones.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, what have you been up to since the last time you've been on the podcast?
Oh my gosh. So I was like, I'm still a newbie, but I was like brand newbie when I was on the podcast last time as far as pro wrestling goes. So I'm training a lot. My trainer is Sin Bodhi, so he's amazing. He has made leaps and bounds with me in the wrestling ring. I hope. And I had my first. So I had like little teaser things. I managed Too Cold Scorpio, and then I was doing a little bit of things at this tacos and tamales festival we had out here, and then I had my first official match, and then I had a wrestling match at the school that I go to, which was kind of like my first official match, really, because the one my debut match was more like a cat fight, like break apart, as opposed to a pro wrestling match. So
Yeah, I actually saw that match. The match with Eric Lay or
Erica.
yeah, Erica. Yeah,
Yeah,
her.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so, I'm my harshest critic for sure. But you go out there and do what they're expecting, and then there was a lot of comments like, "Oh, she doesn't know how to wrestle" and things like that. And so, they were like, teacher had a suplex, and I was like, well, technically, if you look at my video that I posted a few weeks ago, I did suplex a guy. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just kind of like a cat fight. So I don't know if people, and then there was never a match after, like, to actually, get the rest of the story going, and so it kind of probably fell short a little bit, unfortunately, and kind of just looked like, I don't know, less than it could have been. So, but I mean, the cat fight thing, like, that's right up my alley. Like, that's my background. So I was super comfortable. I wasn't nervous at all that day.
You see who's in the chat right now? It's the legend. He's in the chat, Mr.
We were
Wood.
just talking about him.
His
Oh
ears
my
must have
God.
been ringing before
He
the
must
show. The bat signal's up.
He's like Jenny is a legitimate brown belt in jiu-jitsu, so watch out, guys. Uh-oh.
You know what's funny? I was reading it. I could hear it in his voice. I could hear his voice when he was saying it to us. He's like, "You guys better watch out, dude. And careful with Jenny. She's a brown belt." I could hear him saying, like, "I'm a little fidget." Jenny would throw me around like Kermit the Frog. Like,
But Joe, what up, Metal Geek? Is that Miss Santana? How you doing?
Is that Lita in the picture with him?
I think that's either Lita. No, that's
Becky.
That's Becky Lynch.
Oh, that's Becky. Okay. I was just at this event and they thought I was Lita. She was there too, like signing autographs and stuff. And someone brought me all this stuff over and they're like, "Can you sign all this stuff? And like, how much do you charge for it?" I was like, "Oh." And then they're like, "We have your figures." And I was like, "Oh, hold on." I was like, "Do you think that I'm Lita?" She's like, "Yeah, are you not? You're so pretty in person." And I'm like, "No, that's not me." I was like, "You would be very well, it was for someone else." I was like, "He'd be very, very sad if you brought it out with my signature instead of hers." So
that was nice of you. Yeah.
yeah. I should have just signed it.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, this is not really Lita's autograph.
That's not Lita. That's
get it home and be like, "Who's Jenni Santana?"
You just ruined. I can see the kid's face now. It's like that TikTok with the tears on the screen, the fake tears. Like, you messed up my autograph pictures of Lita.
All happy, like opening an empty box at Christmas. Like,
it's that kid that didn't get the PlayStation and the kid that got the PlayStation.
You three are awesome. It's the first time I got mentioned in an internationally known podcast. Honored. There you go, Woods.
We have to
Internationally
work on a
known.
date with you for next month, Mr. Woods, because next month is podcast month.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Definitely got to come back.
We have to bring legend Mr. Woods, have him get
He's
his
legendary. And we were just saying he's a legendary podcaster.
He's
The
a
legend.
legendary podcaster, dude.
He's
You
like
gotta
he's
think
like
about your favorite ones that you did.
Like, who was our favorite one?
No, I love to hear like favorite ones and like favorite moments, and then like worst moments where you're like, oh, if I could erase that, I could.
Oh gosh, our first
There's a-
episode, our very
there's-
first episode, Geeks Wi-Fi, Jenny
trash.
was just like
trash.
dude, and I'm just like, okay, I'll take over. I did the Woods. I got it, dude.
I got this covered.
Joe took over the whole show basically, and I'm like, oh,
Really?
crap. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was bad. It was bad. I don't like to look at those episodes.
And my one of our other friends I kind of like during the podcast. I thought he no showed us. So I was like,
Oh,
I said, oh, I guess he no showed us. And then Geek's like, oh, he's like, I can see Geek smiling. He's like, he's here. I'm like, okay. So
I
pretty
almost
much-
no showed with computer issues today. Like I could not get the camera to work, and I started stressing out as it gets closer to 5 o'clock my time. I was like starting to sweat, and I was like, "Help me with this!"
Do you know a wrestler named Crazy Kiara by chance?
No, she's a wrestler?
Yeah, because she gave us like a different time, and I think maybe she's in the same time zone as you.
I don't know. I don't know her.
She's cool. She was supposed to come on next Saturday, and I'm like, because you said you're 5 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
So she may be in the same time zone as Jenny Santana. So we could tell her 8 o'clock our time, 5 o'clock her time.
Looking forward to UWW.
Yeah, I am so looking forward to it too. So it is going to be amazing. We are almost ready to announce. I hope everyone is following the Instagram page and the website. So ultimatewomenofwrestling.com. The Instagram is UWWFed. We just have an amazing roster. Like it's going to be an all-female pro wrestling show. It's going to be May 21st is our first show. So May 21st, it's going to be in Vegas. It's going to be at a major casino that we cannot announce yet. I think it's going to be this week, but I can't do it today publicly. But it is going to be so great. Like you guys need to get your tickets. We have top female talent. It's going to be it's just going to appeal to everyone. There's women of all ethnicities, sizes, ages, experiences, character. Like all these women are going to be celebrated and embraced. It just looks at how like the beauty and the strength of women. It's an empowering thing. It's just women learning from women celebrating women. And it's just, I am so excited for it. Like it's coming so fast too. Like we've been announcing it and we had like little bits and now we have a full roster on there. We have girls like who were formerly in WWE, formerly in AEW, like upcoming talent. We have local talent from Las Vegas. One of the girls, Maserati, was originally from Vegas. And we have people from as far away, like East Coast, West Coast. We've got the whole gamut. So you would not be disappointed to check it out one bit.
There you go. That should be a clip right there.
There
you go. You're selling it right there.
If you ever need us to do a guest commentate, like on like something like this, if you ever do like a show, we could have like the screen and have us do like the guest commentary. We'll do a show, like a commentary for you guys if you ever need us to do that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That would be awesome.
That'd be fun. That.
Yeah, so I just hope everyone checks it out. Like we already have people who have booked rooms at the place because they're so looking forward to it. So it will sell out for sure. For sure.
Definitely.
Wrestling these days they have, right? Geek, they've been doing that. Like,
yeah, I mean, even every single show, man, like look at VPW is another prime example right now. My local promotion that's like right around the corner from me. Every single show keeps selling more and more and more. And it's because people want to do things right now. And and I have full faith in you, Jenny.
Oh,
Yeah.
we back you 100%. Like as we said from the beginning when we first met each other, like we could see so many positive things coming out of you, coming from you, and through you. We didn't even know you yet, and I could see she's gonna be doing big things. Like I said, we got off the phone. I was like, dude, but off the chat that day, I was talking to Geek like big things are coming from Jenni.
It's so nice to hear. I said before we started, like the support that you guys have given me from the beginning is just incredible. It is so, like I'm so thankful for it. I really appreciate you guys. So
Thank you.
all the good vibes, like it just helps keep growing. Like it's positive. Like send positivity out to the world, and you get it back. So I definitely believe
like Joe mentioned before, we look at our last couple of shows and we laugh and we're like, do we really sound like that? And then we say, wow, we come this far. So we can only you can imagine what we look like next year.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Biggie song, "Sky's the Limit," Sky's the limit.
Like I love the background.
Yeah,
that you got going on.
So
that's our new logo for this year with the world behind us.
The internationally known. There you go.
Maybe next time I come on, I'll have a fancy mic too.
My mom got me. My parents got me this for my birthday. That is my birthday.
Yeah. I like it. I'm digging it.
I used to have like the headset and like Geek.
Yeah.
So
did you have a circle one before?
Yeah, it was like a head mic.
Yeah.
Geek used to get on me like after that interview, like I would not realize I'm breathing so heavy, and he'd go in the private chat, Joe, breathing, and I'm like, dude, I can't help it. I'm gonna die now. Can't breathe.
How has your perception evolved since you first started training in the ring?
Oh my gosh. Well, my perception of taking bumps has gotten a lot better. I was so afraid of it to begin with. I remember just sitting on the ground and then just going back, and it was just the thought of going backwards just was not my favorite thing to do. And now I'm not an expert by any means, but now I feel like I can throw myself back. It's gotten way better. Like there's a lot of improvement to do yet. But just the things that I've picked up that I've become more comfortable with in the ring, I just really appreciate that. Like this is a sport like any that takes time to master, and there's so much to learn. And I've gotten the chance to meet a lot of people and a lot of wrestlers, whether they're new. I mean, they're all have more experience than me, but some of them, have only been training 4 or 5 years. And then some of them have been training 20 years. And I'm just able to learn from every single person. Like there's always something new that I can learn and take away from it. So I think just that, and everyone's been so kind and willing. Like there hasn't really been any cattiness. Like everyone's trying to help each other grow, especially at the school that I go to now. Like everyone's trying to help each other grow and get better. They all have their own, place where things they do well, and I have my things I do well. And so you always just want to capitalize on your strengths and kind of minimize the stuff that you don't do well. So
yeah, it's kind of like the same thing with podcasting as well, because like podcasters want to help each other, and we all want to get views, so that's the main goal. So we all want to try to help each other. So it's hey, I'll tell my friends, you tell your friends, and there you go. You have a party right there.
Again, that's another Biggie song. You tell my friends, they tell your friends.
Tell my friends. And we can be friends.
Yeah, exactly. So that's awesome. That's why I love this wrestling community right there, because everyone tries to help each other, and I think that's just so awesome. It's like the same thing with I'm sure wrestlers have the same support system. So
yeah, it's been so great. Like my main training partner moved to Florida, and so now I have a new training partner. His wrestling name is Damian Drake. Like Jordan Oasis helps me out, and they're all so great. And everyone, like training with so many different people, it's great because they all have different body types, and So it just makes me more comfortable working with other people in the ring as opposed to being with the same person each time and getting used to kind of the way they move. And then I get thrown in with someone else. I'm like, oh, that's not how they do it, or this isn't what I do with that. So it's good to like get a mix of everyone,
Mhm.
which is really nice.
That is true, Jenny. Like it to be able to train with different style people, like different weight and size, is always good. Like if you like weird example, like if I became a wrestler and you had to wrestle me, I'm 5'1", so you would have to like crouch down a lot or like try to like lift me up without throwing me because I'm light. You're like, you know what I mean? Like different height and different weight is good because in the ring you never know what you're gonna get when they come through the curtain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I relate it to jujitsu all the time. So if I was only training with one person at jujitsu, like I can master what they do and be great and do the same thing over and over and over again to them and be successful. But then you throw someone new in the mix and they don't move exactly the same way and they don't have the same strengths. And so your game has to adapt to what's being presented with you. So
Ooh, wouldn't it be nice to Jenny? Not only is she an incredible person, but she's a legit shooter.
Yeah.
sometimes too much. Like I'm so used to, I don't know, like sometimes just a little bit too much of a shooter, I guess. But that's, my background. So that's always what I'm going to fall back to.
Mm-hmm.
See, like now that you're actually going to be doing shows, have you practiced like talking in the mirror, like if you're going to be like on a microphone and stuff like that, like if you're in the ring? Like have you done that kind of stuff yet?
I talk all the time, so probably talking isn't something I need practice with, but I love talking. I can never shut my mouth sometimes, but I do need to practice more. I need to practice like promos more. And then just like write stuff down that I want to remember, because sometimes the meme of like the sad person that's like, oh, you think of an insult right after the argument's over. Like that's me. Like I'll ruminate again what just happened. I'm like, oh, I could have said this. I should have said this, blah, blah, blah. And so I just need to like get that stuff on paper so I can, because there's so much to talk about, like being the general manager of UWW. Like I need to not teach people, but like educate people about who I am, talk about myself so they know where I'm coming from, what my background is, and then talk about all the girls. Like there's so many different girls. They're all incredible in their own right. Like what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And I don't want to sell anyone short. I want to let the public know, why these girls are on the roster, what's so great about them, why are they top female athletes in this sport. And so I need to be prepared that way. So probably like taking notes. I think I'm okay with like getting it out there with me speaking. I just want to get the correct information out there and make sure I cover all the points that I want to hit on.
Totally.
Yeah. Besides jiu-jitsu, what kind of other training did you do for wrestling?
For wrestling, weight training, because everyone wants to look half decent when they're out there in their little skibbies and stuff like that. So dieting, I need to like that. I'm working on it now. So I'm working on cleaning up the diet. But weight training, because you're picking up another person, so like you need to have some muscles. Like no one wants to fear being dropped. So I don't want to have like spaghetti arms and kind of like, well, I might catch you today. I might be able to pick you up. So I think it's super important to have that strength behind me. So definitely weight training. And then I went back. Today was actually my first day. I went back to hot yoga. I used to do it all the time. And it is such a great workout for like flexibility and just, they pump the heat and they pump the humidity. And so just being winded, I guess it's a great cardio workout to like get all of your muscles going. The class I do is like an hour. So you're pumping your muscles to the max and there's sweat dripping off your face and you're supposed to ignore all that stuff and still keep going. So even just like learning how to breathe, it's a great it's a great learning experience because when you're in the ring, like, so I've already seen a match that lasted like 60 minutes. Like, can I do a match 60 minutes? I don't know, but those are the things that's going to help me like build my cardio and uh, just kind of slowing my mind down. So if I start getting winded, I can just like, okay, get your stuff together. You know how to breathe and then get back to stuff, get back to business and shoot all over the place.
Yeah, that's the number one thing right there. It's always protect your opponent, right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I always hear from wrestlers.
And
they always
your
say,
neck.
yeah,
Your own neck. Yes, but you'd rather, like everyone says, you would rather hurt yourself than the other person,
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the number one thing of wrestling school that a lot of people have said. Oh yeah, always, no matter what, always protect your opponent. That was like the key that a lot of wrestlers have told on the podcast.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what you can take. Like, I know if someone accidentally hits me in the face, like I probably can take it. You know what I mean? But like if there's someone who's smaller than me and super delicate, like maybe they can't take the same, punch in the face. And you don't want to be responsible for injuring someone, so definitely would rather shoulder that stuff myself than hurt someone else. So and that's a learning experience, like learning how to not hurt your partner is a huge part of wrestling. It is like you work together, but at the same time, like you need to be safe. And if you're not safe, like who's going to want to work with you? Like, oh yeah, I broke this chick's jaw one day and then I broke her arm, but we're good to go.
It's like, I refuse to work. Usually I absolutely say, I refuse to work with this person because this person on another show will hurt this person. So
yeah, I mean, it is a small community where news like that travels. Like if you're, even I've heard like, oh, this person's like stiff, and so they're going to be harder on you when they hit you, or you're going to feel more. And so I think that it's important to, especially being new, like it's important to get a good reputation for working and being safe and keeping the other person safe. So.
Is there any other place like in the country or the world you would like to travel to yet? Have you thought of?
I've only been out of the country one time, so eventually I think I'll start traveling. But as far as like the United States, who doesn't love Florida? Like I was just in Florida not that long ago. It's so beautiful. So, I mean, if someone twisted my arm to wrestle in Florida, I might do it. But and then like I'm originally from Pennsylvania, so I think that would be super cool to eventually start wrestling, back where I grew up. I know that a lot of people I went to high school with and knew growing up were like, oh, if you were closer, I'd love to see you wrestle and things like that. So eventually traveling back there. And I mean, there's just some great places. Like it's such a great opportunity. There's so many cool places around. Like I'd love to go to Nashville. The United States has a ton of great places to visit. And so anywhere that I wrestle, I'm pretty sure I can find something to do and enjoy the area. So
there's a good promotion that you have to put on your list, Jenny. It's CCW in Florida. They're really good.
You just stole. You read my brain, Joe. What's going on here?
This
is what we're talking about right now. Yeah. The promotion is actually the head trainer is actually Gangrel.
So I was at his wedding in February, and we actually talked about that. So it will be soon. You will probably see me there.
Fingers crossed.
Go to Florida. And
all right. Yeah, like I just want to be super prepared.
If you do, Geek goes to Florida to see his family, so hopefully it's when he's there, he'll freak out because he's like, yeah, you can finally meet him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And it's such a beautiful area.
And he can give you stickers, and we just got lanyards. Dude's at ringside lanyards.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll stick them all over the place and advertise you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Woods, man. If somebody punches Jenny in the face, in the face in the ring, would it be acceptable pull guard?
If someone like legit punches me in the face in the ring, they're gonna get punched in the face back and probably like laid out. But if it's like by accident and I need a minute, I'll probably just like trip them and take them down instead of pulling guard. But if I need to pull guard, it's always acceptable because I mean, my coach in jujitsu, Fretson Pashao, he used to be an MMA fighter too, and he's amazing at jujitsu. And you don't realize how much control you have if someone's in your guard. Like they can go to punch you, and you move your legs, and they're like punching the air. And so, yeah, pulling guard always an option.
Yeah,
pull guard. Hashtag pull guard.
I am a guard
emoji.
puller in competition habitually. So, like I have had a few takedowns, but my go-to is always pulling guard. So yes, hashtag pull guard. I'm with you.
And always welcomed in Midwest.
Oh, I hope I can get to be like everywhere and travel.
New York too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York. There's a few New York promotions that are really, really like the one that Geek goes to. The last show, Geek, gotta tell Jenny how many people were in the crowd that day.
Well, it keeps growing, so I can't just tell you. And then next month,
Tell me the last show. How busy?
300 people.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have them like habitually, like every few
Month.
weeks, right?
Every month. Every month.
Yeah.
Once a month they do. It's Victory Pro Wrestling. So
yeah,
out in New York, they're actually really good. So
the other promotion that's near Tennessee, Jenny, that you should definitely like keep an eye on is Liberty Pro Women's Wrestling.
okay.
They're good.
That's all women too.
Yeah, they're another one that we always hit up and we try to see if their ladies are like available for interviews and stuff like that. They're good people. Really
Yeah.
good.
I will definitely check those out.
And Magic City in Miami.
yeah.
Miami. 305. Yeah.
And then I'll come back with like a great tan too. Like
You got that Latin blood, of course, you
yeah.
gotta we both will come. Yeah, we go to Vegas, Geek gets red and burnt, and me and you come inside, we're all like tan.
The sun. It's really like that Beavis and Butthead episode, the movie when he says the sun sucks.
Oh my gosh. I love the sun.
No. When you're burned by the sun, it sucks.
Yeah, I think I may have had like a tiny sunburn on my nose one time ever. So
That's what I'm
I
saying.
can relate.
Yeah, me and Jenny come in after being with us on the strip all day, and Geek comes in like, guys, you suck, I'm burnt. And then we're like, we're talking about, we're suntan.
It's dangerous though. Like I know when my mom was younger, my great grandmother, they went to Hawaii and she went out. My great grandmother went out on the beach and her skin is super light and she ended up having like sun poisoning. And yeah, so it was a bad situation. Like she didn't get out of bed that whole vacation. I don't know. I don't know. I like going out and getting a tan, but I don't know. I have never experienced the other way, so I can see like when people are like, "Bring your sunblock, bring your sunblock." I'm like, what? Like, yes, sun health. I should use sunblock, but I'm like tanning oil. Tanning.
As you're putting it on, you're saying a blessing. You're like, sometimes like I want to get burned.
Sun kiss me goes in.
Yeah, bless me, please.
How does International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation IBJJF rules differ from pro wrestling rules?
Well, there's no in IBJJF. You know start your match, and then you can either win by submission or points. And so there's also a time limit. So I guess all those things are different. There's really no points in wrestling. There's no time limit per se in wrestling. That's on the screen, and then you can do takedowns in pro wrestling, just like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but there's definitely no like slams. Like if I would go pick someone up to body slam them in Jiu-Jitsu competition, I would get DQ'd like right away. So, but with Jiu-Jitsu, like your goal is to choke someone out. If they go unconscious, like I don't have the heart to do it. Like I would totally let it go. But like I've seen numerous times in competition, they will just go right out and they're passed out because they got choked out. Or like bones broken. Like I've already seen an ankle popped when the match got over. It was like 3 times the size of the other one. Like there is no, like you're literally you're not trying to kill them, but you are, it's a violent sport. Like you could possibly break someone's bones. You're cutting off their oxygen or you're cutting off their blood. And so it's different in like pro wrestling. Your goal is to both come away not harmed, where jujitsu, it's kind of like, I'm going to break your arm and then I win, and if you broke someone's arm in pro wrestling, like neither of you would feel like winners. It would be a horrible feeling, I think. So,
Yeah.
So did you have any stories from your training or that you wanted to tell us or you could tell?
Well, I actually was training yesterday and I am super allergic to cats, which is kind of funny. And so it was just funny because as it's going around, like the 3 people that I was training with all had cats at home. And so after like 5 minutes, I started getting like hives all over. Like they were on my neck, my arms, my legs, and I could not stop like scratching it. I was like, oh, and then like it was maybe like 3/4 of the way through. Like then I felt like I had like pet dander in my eyes, and then my eyes started like going, and then I started coughing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was a really good training session. But like that, I came home and had like literal scratches, like my dog had scratched my whole body. Some of them are still there today. So I was like, oh, but it was a great workout. It was a great workout, and it was a great workout like through adversity, like to when we start going, like I need to stop worrying about all of this stuff that's uncomfortable. So it was also good mental training for me. Probably didn't do as good as I should, but at some point, because I was like, in the middle of stuff. But I mean, that training anything, whether you're training weightlifting or jiu-jitsu or pro wrestling, like the mental aspect of it is so strong. Like your mental fortitude and toughness has to come into play. It just has to. That makes you a better athlete and makes you a better, well-rounded person, being able to deal with uncomfortable situations. So
Totally. Like you never know when you do something.
I saw the one comment, no one stalls for points in pro wrestling. That's true. Like if and I probably have been guilty of it too. Like if I score points and I'm up, like I have no shame in staying in mount the rest of the time and doing nothing. If I'm lazy and I'm not going for the submission. But in pro wrestling, if you have one person sitting on top of the other one for 4 minutes, like it's not going to be a good show for anyone.
Not at all.
No.
So what would you say the differences between pro wrestling and mixed martial arts?
I would say the force, like you're trying to use all of your force when you're doing mixed martial arts. And then in pro wrestling, you are trying to not use all of your force, but have it appear to be that way, if that makes any sense. So
that makes sense.
Yeah,
definitely does. Geek, got anything else?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Is there anybody that our fans could find you on any social medias?
Yeah, so I am on Facebook, and then I'm on Instagram. It's Jenni_Santana_, and I'm on Twitter. I've made a few tweets since we last spoke. Still not, I see some people and they are tweeting all day long. I need to get better at it, but I'm also Jenni_Santana_ on Twitter. So
I mean, it's so hard because it's so hard to stay on Twitter all day when I know all of us probably work and have other jobs. It's like, why aren't you guys on Twitter more? You guys are not responding. I'm like, I'm working.
I tweeted. I tweeted about the show tonight, Jenni.
You did?
Yeah, I did the whole internationally known, and I've tagged you. I don't know if it was you. And maybe you didn't see it. It's Joe Panther the Third on Twitter.
I saw the Instagram one. I did not see the Twitter one. See, I'm horrible with Twitter. Like I don't know what I have against Twitter, but and then for originally I was like Facebook. Then I switched over to Instagram, and then I'm like Instagram. And now like I have Twitter, but I'm still like in a committed relationship with Instagram. But got Twitter on the side. I just need to split my time more evenly.
Instagram.
I feel Twitter could be your best friend.
My side chick Twitter.
Instagram sitting with a tear in his eye. Oh, she used to love me. Like
he never spends enough time with me.
The tear in his eye.
I feel Twitter could be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Yeah, I feel like I could get stuck on there, and then like I'll go on and think of making a tweet, and I'll just get stuck reading everyone else's. This is awesome, but then I forget what I'm gonna do, and it just never happens. So you can get stuck on social media like all day long, like, and then now like TikTok, oh my gosh, like some of them are so cute, or they're funny, or you just want to keep like it's addictive, and you have to like set a time. I still want to be active and functional outside of my phone or computer, so it's hard to like maintain that balance. Like you want a good social media presence, but you also have to, like, I could spend all day on social media trying to promote my wrestling, but then I'm not training, I'm not, working out, I'm not eating right. So it's like for me, I feel like it's a fine balance between doing what I need to do to be able to promote something of value.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. Social media is sometimes a poison, and it's also a blessing too.
Yeah.
because
we have jobs, and like my job does not have any they have Wi-Fi, but we're not allowed to be on it. And I do a podcast, and while my phone is not getting any of the messages, Kika's phone is like, it hasn't been like that in a little bit because people don't like
all
us.
Right, sorry, but like I said, social media could be your best friend, or it could be your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Like I said, because I'm just sitting there trying to organize maybe a video or something like that, and then I'll get like a line full of messages. I'm like, I'm never going to get through this day. You know what I mean? I'm never going to get through this day. I'm going to be on social media all day long, responding to all these messages, and
either we get 5 messages in one day, Jenny, or we get 1 message and that's it.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys are trying to grow your social media too, as I am, and so like I do the hashtags. I don't know if that's the best way to grow it, but like sometimes I'll be like, it'll take me a long time to make a post where it could have been like 5 seconds, and I'll be like, hashtag this. What else?
You actually have a hashtag on Twitter. You could just hashtag Dudes at Ringside Podcast.
Yeah, I should probably. Yeah, I need to like write them out and then just copy and paste them all and use the same ones every time.
You have an iPhone, you could put it in your notes and just like put them all in the notes and then drop them down on the Twitter.
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
But it's only a certain amount of letters you could put on there, because I've done that before. I put a whole paragraph on there, and then all of a sudden my phone goes, and it tells you on the bottom, over. Went a little crazy. Yeah. Went a little crazy, Joe.
You need to tone it down a bit, please.
Tone it down, sir. Sir, you're too many words.
Let someone else get some words in, please.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I was trying to read the comments too.
So many fun comments.
Yeah. I don't know. The one says PTA around you being haters.
But all right.
I don't know who's being a hater. I don't.
Geek, did you freeze? I think he froze. Oh no.
No, look at him.
He froze. So yeah. So oh no, he'll be back. Don't worry, Jenny. So
okay.
As I said, I'm gonna make you in the WWE game. At the end of the show, I will make you tonight, and I'll send you the picture after I'm done, because I'm getting a little better at that. But I have to wait to do your moveset till they upload Ronda Rousey in the game, because
Then you can put me against her. I mean.
Oh, Yes, I'll do that. I wish they took out the one thing I love, the special referee. I got mad. They took that out of the game. I can't be referee in the match.
Oh, you can't.
I can't be the unfair referee and make you win. Oh, accidentally. 1, 2, 3. That's me.
I got this on my own.
Got this. Oh, there he's back. There he's back.
Don't worry. Because we haven't been gone live all day.
Yeah.
Because Joe's not the mod, so I'm like the one has to end the whole thing. So I'll be like, oh great.
Yeah,
I feel like that happened because we were talking about it happening the first.
Yeah, it's a curse. It's a
Yeah,
curse. It's a curse. That's what it is.
We put it out there, and so now it happened again.
Twitter and Facebook's like, you think social media is a curse? I'll show you.
Oh, there's our artist. He just came into the chat, Joe Alphabet. He made the logo.
Oh, cool. We love it. Yeah, I love it.
If you're on Instagram, when you go on Instagram, look up the name Joe Alphabet. He is the boy. You look the man. You could look at his art. His art looks like something you would see like on Cartoon Network.
Oh.
No.
So the logo looks really good.
Yes.
Now, also, before we went back to YouTube, we started using Twitter, and we got no views on Twitter, and we're like, "What? Why?
What are we doing?
Why is there no views on Twitter?" And then YouTube, we went back, and it's like, okay, we're good again. So it's like.
So do you guys? You're on. They can access you through any of the platforms, right? Like YouTube and Twitter and Instagram.
Well,
do you get like how many from each platform so you know which one is?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I could tell, but Joe can't tell because right now there's 3 on what's it, Facebook, 1 on Twitch, and then 3 on YouTube right now. So
we're growing slowly.
We're slow growers.
And the YouTube views go up all the time because you can access it after. Like a lot of people I knew, I sent the link to after, and they watched it. So those views grow.
YouTube's not really our best friend, so there you go.
Oh, really?
I think Twitch is our best friend in Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
all
so
right.
guys, if you're in the chat, please just watch us on YouTube.
Tell your friends.
Share it to your pages so that your friend list can watch it too.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So everybody can see the awesome Jenni Santana and just learn more about her.
Yeah, and you guys are approaching episode 200. Like that's
200 episodes right now.
Before we go, do you have any questions for us on this precipice of the big day for us?
I just want to see you guys like get cake and smash it in each other's faces with 200 on it. Like
if we were in the same area,
that's right.
that probably would have happened.
I would want to get an ice cream cake because I'm obsessed with strawberry shortcake. I'd be like, oh, bam.
Well, if I ever see you guys, I'm gonna like keep a cupcake in my pocket and be like,
just throw it right in the face. Right?
I'm sure it's just gonna be like coming down from a mountain. I'm like, oh no.
200 in 1 year.
You broke my glasses.
You guys are busy, like really busy.
Yeah. Sometimes we do like how many podcast shows? Sometimes we do
one
a day.
When I came to him and I came to see him in July, we did 5 podcasts in one day.
One day. So we're nuts. You know?
The last person we interviewed, he was from California.
You might know him. Do you know Marco or no?
Marco
Mania? No.
Money, power, respect.
Someone asked if I have pets. Yes, I have a German Shepherd who I got when he was 4 weeks old. And we had to like bottle feed him. He was probably like this big, and now he's like 110 pounds. So.
Wow, he's a beast.
He is a beast. Yes, he's the sweetest puppy. Like you could do whatever you want to him, unless he doesn't know you, and then he literally wants to kill everyone around him, especially if they come close to like me or something, and he's so protective. But that's why we got him. So
yeah,
he does his job so well. He's awesome.
So Woods says, Jenny, thank you for being incredible, dudes. I'm so proud of you both. Great episode.
I know. Yeah, you guys have. I feel like it was. I've done more podcasts too and spoken, so it's kind of more comfortable. But you guys are awesome. Like.
We try. Yeah. It's hard,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that
All right.
Since now we're up to 200, we're just good. We're working. We're going up. You know, we're doing our thing. We're trying our best. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll keep growing. It'll, positivity. It'll keep growing, and you guys will be. I mean, you're doing something you love. Who doesn't love that? So that's super rewarding in itself.
Yeah, we're also knowledgeable on the wrestling world and stuff like that. And the indie scene is what we love. We love regular wrestling, but independent wrestling is what we feed off of.
There's so many organizations. Like, how do you keep them all straight?
We're learning promotions every single day. So it's
every day, like we'll probably tomorrow we'll probably get another indie promotion knocking on our door. Hey, have you heard of ABO? Who? What?
Who you guys?
Like
there's so many, and I mean it's great practice, it's and they put on like some of them put on amazing. I know like FSW puts on amazing shows, so
in your free time you have to look up Victory Pro Wrestling. That's
okay. Where's that one based out of?
Long Island.
Okay.
St. James, Long Island.
St. James, Long Island. Yeah.
And yeah, they're a good. My first ever show was with Geek in that July, and we didn't even know about it. We just bought these tickets, and we're like, "Oh well, best show ever." Best show. We went to 2 shows in that one day. Outdoor show.
The second show killed it.
Second show. First show.
So they had 2 shows in one day. The same.
Yeah, we did. No. Different promotions.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to one that was outside of a church in 100-degree weather when we were front row. Yeah. We were both wearing black shirts.
Oh my gosh.
That was bad.
I've seen like outside shows, and I saw someone like get body slammed on the this metal bleachers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like. And then it's like hot. Like they said, the ring gets hot because the sun's like beating down on it, and
yeah, 2 shows, but the second show was absolutely 110 times better than the first show.
It was indoors. We were in air conditioning. We weren't melting.
That alone, right? Like that.
Exactly.
When you're going to enjoy a show, like you want to, feel good and not be uncomfortable.
We couldn't really get real riled up and get all because it was so hot that if we got hot, we'd be like, I'm tired and why am I dizzy and I have to go to the potty now? It's so hot.
If this promotion had.
The tacos and tamales show I did is outside at a park, but it wasn't hot. Like it was great weather. It was a little bit cooler at night. And so that one was a great thing, but like, I don't know if they would still do it like in July out here. 'Cause that would be very, very hot and uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. Vegas weather.
Vegas weather. It's not hot. It's dry heat, right? During the summer, it's like dry heat down there, right?
It is dry heat, but it's like gets to like 110. And if you're in the shade, it's way tolerable, but if you're right out in the sun, like dry, humid, it's it'll take it out of you.
Oh, I can't. I can't, and I have Latin blood, and I still can't.
It's not like being at Florida on the beach, like the water's right there, and so like it's hot. But I remember the very first time being in Pennsylvania, and then I came out here on vacation, and we went through like this tunnel and then walked outside, and it was like the dead of summer, and it literally felt like, because it's still like windy out here, and so there's still like a wind in the summer, it felt like a hot blow dryer was like on my face, just like yes, dry heat, but it's still hot, but your body adapts the longer you've been there, but it's still it's still hot. Like 111 degrees is hot no matter how you spin that.
Yeah, like I went to Florida with my sister like 2 years ago, and my sister it was October. It was October in New York, New Jersey, the tri-state. My sister's like, I'll wear pants. And we were walking down the street in Orlando, and all of a sudden I see these people with shorts on, and then I look at them and look at us with the pants on and the shorts.
Oh, jeez.
And then the heat, and then I didn't feel it. So I looked at them and looked at my body. Everything in my body, Jenny, was just like, I felt it. I was like, I gotta go to the hotel. Why does it matter? I gotta change. I need to change.
That's why they have stores all over, because then you can just buy a new outfit there.
I went to
Yeah,
the
that's the smart marketing right there with them. They're
Mhm.
like, oh, it's like basically teasing you. It's like, you want to buy this right now. I'm like, okay, how much? $40.
Right. Or like the bet, like when you just come off the water ride and your shoes are soaked and they have like flip flops and sandals for sale. Like they know what they're doing.
$50 because it has Orlando. It has Universal Studios across the feet. So you're like,
Yeah.
Like, it must buy this.
must buy it. Great. Like half baked. Ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, like I need this, but then it's so cool too. Like I'm gonna wear this I'm gonna wear this later at another time.
You bring it home, you only wear it once.
Yeah, you never know.
I know this stuff.
Yeah. All the
Child of
souvenirs,
the-
like, oh.
It's like me and Geek know, like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna wear this 5 times, and it's like only wore it once.
You should be able to like rent souvenirs, like the Mickey ears, just rent them for the day and then give them back. And they don't cost as much.
Now
Imagine
they have so many different like variations of the ears. They have Yoda ones, they have Woody ones, like, from Toy Story. They have all these different ones, and I'm like, geez, Disney, really different ears?
Yeah, you gotta collect them all. That's why.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have any upcoming shows or?
So
Anything else?
the big one, May 21st. So that's gonna be a huge show. That's probably I'm also gonna be at WrestleMania. So that's gonna be WrestleCon, I guess, is April 1st, 2nd. I don't know the dates, but that weekend. So that'll be awesome, and I'll get to meet a ton of people. Super excited for that. So
Yeah, I'm more excited for you because it's WrestleMania weekend. You're gonna be bumping shoulders with people that you've never met before in the wrestling community and stuff like that. So that's really big for you and stuff like that.
yeah. And my trainer had just recently gotten married, and I was able to meet the Edge and Beth Phoenix, and
That's
so
awesome.
I just saw a lot of people, and they've all been so great, like embracing me, and if you need help, if you need this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's like one big family. It's just a really cool environment. So I'm very lucky to be a part of it. I am so thankful that I've been embraced so kindly. I'm very, very happy about it.
All right. Well,
so we want to thank you so much for coming back. We hope you come back in the future also. So,
yeah, I definitely will. You guys have been great to me. Anytime. I'd love to be back. So
we'll work on it for June. In a few weeks, we'll work on it for you to come back on it for Owners Month because.
Okay.
Well,
I'll be free in June.
I'm Joe Panther the Third.
I'm Metal Geek.
And
I'm Jay Santana.
And we will see you in the next one.